Hi. Okay, so we have finished our last sock, and it was just a bed sock. It was made out of a heavier DK material. And starting this series, we are going to start with sock yarn, which is quite a bit. Let's see, I have DK yarn is right here, and sock yarn is here. So you can see the DK that we did our last sock with is quite a bit thicker than the regular sock yarn, but socks made with sock yarn are really pretty. Let me go through a few of these. I have some that I have done with patterns, and this is one of them. And then this is a sock that is just knit. There is no pattern to it. It's just knit. And they're very pretty. They're very they're thinner, so they'll fit into your shoe or your boot better than a DK. DK yarn is really good if you're making house slippers or socks for around the house, or if you have great big boots and you need to keep warm and you work in the snow and ice and things. But sock yarn is really one of the nicest yarns, and this is a pattern that we will get to, but sock yarn is just very nice for socks. This is a lace pattern, and after we finish this next segment, we're going to go ahead and work on this pattern for you. But we're going to talk about these for now. When you knit your sock, and these are old, you can kind of tell they're getting a little raggedy, but that's okay. I love them, and I'm not ready to make them again. Some of my socks are 10 years old, my woolen socks. Okay, so when we made our sock, the last sock we made, we started at the cuff, and we worked our cuff, and then we did the heel flap, which was just knitting back and forth, and then we did the turning of the heel, and once we got it turned, then we went and picked up gusset stitches and started working in the round again. Now, because this has a pattern to it, I'm not ready to show you that. I will show you that when we get ready to do lace socks. But for now, we're not going to do that. But we are going to, once you get the gussets on, we're going to knit around until we have the foot as long as we need it. And then we went ahead and we made our toe. And this is a round toe. You can barely see it because these have been worn and loved tremendously. And you can see this is that chevron that I showed you how to do to make a round toe last time. So when we get ready to knit, and we are just going to knit a plain sock, just knit, 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 no design, no special treatment for this sock, because we've already learned how to do the cuff down. We're going to learn how to do the toe up, and we're going to use just this pattern to do a toe up. So it's a lot of knitting, but it is satisfying when you wear your own handmade socks. Okay, so we've already talked about working cuff down and the parts of the cuff down. So let's talk about the toe up. And the toe up is pretty much the same. I have a pattern that you can work a round toe. I don't have a pattern for the square toe, so hopefully you're okay with the round toe. But we will start with the toe. We will start here and cast on, and then we will work till we have it big enough for our toes, and then we will just knit until we get up right here, where we will do things backwards pretty much. We're going to knit turn the heel, and then we will work, and so you won't have quite this much on. You might have this much. So we'll do turning the heel, then we'll do our heel flap, and then we will pick up our stitches. So actually, and I don't have any because I'm not fond of this heel, but I don't have any, and basically instead of having your triangle like this, your triangle will be like this. It will come out here. Okay, and then we will just work up from there. So in order to get prepared for that, I'm going to have you get some sock yarn. Either Knit Picks or We Crochet has some beautiful hawthorn sock yarn, and they come in different patterns. This isn't one of them. This is one that I actually made some socks, painted some white socks and did this. But you'll want sock yarn, and then you will want a 2.75 millimeter needle. That's the size of your needle. Let me go get one and I'll be right back. Okay, so let me push these aside for now. So I brought the two needles that, just to show you the difference. Now, this is the size that we were using for our last pair of socks that we made with the heavier material. And you can see I was using a size 7. You might have been using something smaller. You might have been using a 6 or a 5. But when we get into knitting socks with sock yarn, these are cubics, and they are a 2.75 or a size 2. And you can see there's a big difference in those two needles. Let me hold them up just a little bit closer for you. And you can kind of see there's a big difference. So this is a size, it's a US 2 or a metric 2.75. And I have found some people like smaller needles, some people like a larger needle for their sock yarn. But I have found that a 2.75 will give me a sock that fits my foot just perfectly. So you'll want to start thinking about the yarn that you want. Go check out your yarn shops or Knit Picks. This yarn that I'm doing these socks in is actually Cascade sock yarn, and it's a beautiful yarn to work with. I will let you know this is a very pretty yarn to work with. I'm not finished tying things in, but I didn't do a regular heel, and I did toe up, but you can see I didn't do this heel. I did the fish lips kiss, and we will have some lessons on that later, so be prepared for that. But this is just the easiest to do for now until you're familiar with cuff down and toe up socks, and then we'll get into some more of the basics, such as lace and cables and different designs, but also different heels. And you can tell I really like the fish lips kiss heel. I do that a lot. And what I've found is when I wear these, a lot of times this gets clunky on the back of my foot. It sags and hangs. But when I make this one, the fish lips kiss, this hugs my feet perfectly, and I don't have any sagging or bagging or yarn getting in the way. It's just about perfect. So we do have that to look forward to. We will learn how to do that. When we get ready to do the fish lips kiss heel, I will have you purchase the pattern. It's only $1 on Ravelry, and otherwise there would be a conflict of interest. And when I do the lessons, I don't show you everything, so you kind of need the pattern to know what you're doing a little bit better. Okay, so that's to get us ready for the next series of socks. And remember, we're doing toe through to cuff, and that we'll learn how to make stretchy cuff tops so that they don't bind our feet. We're going to be doing the round toe again. If anybody wants to learn to do the square toe, please leave me a message down in the messages. I'd be glad to go ahead and do a segment on just the box toe rather than the round toe. And I will leave you links next time where you can find the pattern for the round toe. Okay, I hope this has been helpful. Hope it helps you to get ready for our next segment if you're going to join us. And I'm really looking forward to making another sock with you. Thanks for coming. Bye-bye.